Hello children, welcome back to part 6 of the chapter Minerals and Energy Resources. This is me Manu Anthony from Bhavan's Gandhi Vidyashram. This is the last part of this chapter Minerals and Energy Resources. So before going into today's matter, we'll see what we discussed in the last class. We started off with petroleum. It provides fuel for heat and lighting. It is used as lubricants for machinery and raw materials and a number of manufacturing industries. Petroleum refineries act as nodal industries for various other industries like synthetic textile, fertilizers and chemical industries. Then we went on to discuss natural gas. Natural gas is an important clean energy resource. It is considered an environmental friendly fuel. Compressed natural gas is used in vehicles to replace liquid fuels. The power and fertilizer industries are the key users of natural gas. Then we discussed about electricity. Electricity has such a wide range of applications in today's world that its per capita consumption is considered as an index of development. Then we have seen that electricity is produced in two ways, that is hydroelectricity and thermal electricity. Hydroelectricity is generated by fast flowing water which drives hydro turbines to generate hydroelectricity. Thermal electricity is generated by using coal, petroleum and natural gas to drive turbines to produce thermal power. Then we went on to discuss different non-conventional sources of energy. The renewable energy sources like solar energy, wind, tide, biomass and energy from waste material are called non-conventional sources of energy. We started discussing about nuclear. Nuclear energy is obtained by altering the structure of atoms. Uranium and thorium are used for generating atomic or nuclear power. Then we went on to discuss solar. Solar energy is produced by the sun's light. Photovoltaic technology converts sunlight directly into electricity. Then we went on to discuss wind. Wind energy is used to generate electricity. Wind turbines are used for this purpose. We can see that the largest wind farm cluster is located in Tamil Nadu from Nagarkoil to Madurai. These were the non-conventional sources of energy that we discussed in the last video. There are some more non-conventional sources of energy left which we will be discussing in this video. So we'll start with biogas. Biogas is a type of biofuel that is naturally produced from the decomposition of organic waste. So biogas is a biofuel which is naturally produced from the decomposition of organic waste. The plants using cattle dung are known as gobar gas plants. So most of the biogas use cow dung or cattle dung for the production of biogas. It improves the quality of manure and also prevents the loss of trees and manure due to burning of fuel wood and cow dung cakes. Here we can see the picture of biogas plants. Next is tidal energy. Oceanic tides can be used to generate electricity. Floodgate dams are built across inlets. During high tide, water flows into the inlet and gets trapped when the gate is closed. So this mechanism is like this. When there is a high tide, the floodgates are open and the water gushes into the inlets. And then soon the gates are closed. After the tide falls outside the floodgate, the water retained by the floodgate flows back to the sea via a pipe that carries it through the power generating turbine. So when the water flows back to the sea, when the floodgate is open, the turbine starts rotating and generates hydroelectricity. Tidal energy is a form of hydropower that converts the energy obtained from tides into useful forms of power, mainly electricity. In India, the Gulf of Kambad, the Gulf of Kutch in Gujarat, on the western coast and Gangetic Delta in Sundarban regions of West Bengal provide ideal conditions for utilizing tidal energy. Here we can see the picture of the tidal energy plant. Next is geothermal energy. When heat and electricity are produced by using the heat from the interior of the earth, it is known as geothermal energy. So geothermal energy is produced by the heat and electricity that is produced using from the heat from the interior of the earth. Groundwater in some areas absorb heat from the interior rocks and becomes hot. It is so hot that when it rises to the earth surface, it turns into steam. This steam is used to drive turbines and generate electricity. In India, geothermal energy is harnessed from Parvati Valley near Manikaran in Himachal Pradesh and Puga Valley in Ladakh. So this is a picture of a geothermal plant, and this is the steam gushing out from the interior of the earth. Next is conservation of energy resources. Energy is a basic requirement for economic development. Every sector of the national economy, agriculture, industry, transport, commercial and domestic needs inputs of energy. Almost all the sectors needs energy. The economic development plans implemented since independence has increased the consumption of energy in all forms over the country. So the consumption of energy has increased in a wide range. So there is an urgent need to develop a sustainable path of energy development. Since the energy is less, we have to save it for the future. Some ways that each one of us can contribute to save energy resources are, these are some of the suggestions. Some you can also add using your own ideas. Using public transport system instead of individual vehicles. Switching off electricity when not in use. Using power saving devices. Using non-conventional sources of energy. After all, energy saved is energy produced. So that's the end of this chapter. Now we will move on to the questions for today. First question is, how is tidal energy produced? Second question, how is geothermal energy produced? Third question, what's the need for conservation of energy resources? Fourth and the last question for today is, mention some ways by which you can conserve energy resources. That's it for today. Thank you children, and see you soon with the next chapter. Bye and take care.